Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again. My dream has been put on hold. I'm going to be in America longer than what I expected, longer than what I planned. Some things here are just not to my satisfaction. I know I can't fix everything and I can't help everybody. But once I get on that plane, buckle that seatbelt up, I want to make sure I've done everything in my power. I've got a dreamed up life over there. Anybody that's ever been following me knows that. And I worked hard for it. I didn't even know a place like the Philippines existed till I was a grown man. And that's why I always talk about knowing your options, ladies and gentlemen, when you see my videos. That's really what it's all about. It's not to debate me. It's not to agree with me. But know your options. You know, a guy says, oh, y'all got it easy over there. He said, nothing wrong with America as long as you grind and work hard. And I'm like, dude, I put over 40 years in the system. And those 40 years are supposed to produce something other than more hard work. If you think that what I built over there for Maryland and myself, that little simple life over there, was easy, you don't know what you're talking about. But I don't have anything against this country, man. It's just my country. This is my home. But I'm gonna have to put it on hold. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. But it's not gonna be next week. See? And I know some people are gonna be upset about that. They're mainly Maryland, you know, so we're gonna have to play peekaboo, honey, a little bit longer. We're gonna have to be in this old LDR just a little bit longer, but it's gonna be worth it, because I'll be able to sleep better when I get over there. There's nothing wrong with this place, but I've seen enough big backs in my last 2 weeks to last me a lifetime. I'm not a fan of big backs. I was at Walmart. If you know anything about Louisville, Kentucky, I went to visit my daughter. She lives in Norfolk. It's like I guess you would call it a subdivision. Out off Faganbush Lane, out near Fern Creek. And there's a Walmart out there. And man, you would have thought they were having a big back convention. There was women in wheelchairs. I mean, they were just so big that they had to be in a wheelchair shopping. I'm not putting anybody down. Remember, I give you the nitty gritty. I'm just telling you what I saw. And everybody at this particular Walmart, which is in Bashford Manor, and people from Louisville, they know what I'm talking about. Every employee was a foreigner. And I welcome foreigners with open arms. I don't have anything against foreigners. Hey, I'm a foreigner, you know, asking to be welcomed in the Philippines. But every last employee there was a foreigner. I mean, a lot of them couldn't even help me. They couldn't understand what I was saying. And then my daughter's subdivision, it's all foreigners. My point is, America has changed, man, a lot since I've been gone. But people told me that. They said, Cal, it's not the same America. I was like, man, couldn't change that much. There was always foreigners here, guys, okay? And girls, ladies and gentlemen. But not like that. I mean, Africans, Asians, Mexicans, the whole gamut, man. And then A subscriber said, man, I heard on your other video you talking about getting back on the hamster wheel. He said, man, you've been up that hamster wheel for 6 years and you talking about re-engaging and going back to work at 62. He said, dude, you won't last a week. And he's right. I won't last a week. But you know, I'm gonna take this extra time really to, you know, just enjoy myself, let it all soak in. I'll probably go down to Lexington, Kentucky. That's where I'm originally from. And visit, you know, I got a lot of cousins there on my mother's side and my father's side. Just enjoy America for what it is. But I'm gonna tell you something. The stress here is so thick, you can cut it with a knife. See, one thing that being over here longer than I planned is gonna do for me, it's really gonna make me appreciate the simple life I've got over there. Guys, I got everything a 61-year-old man about to turn 62 could ever want in his life. I think that we deserve, especially men, and all that, man, we paid our dues, all the hard work. Yeah, we sent people to school. We've done everything. We deserve a peaceful fourth quarter. But I wouldn't have a peaceful fourth quarter here. Look at all of this. Now, y'all always talking about roosters where I'm from. I would rather listen to those roosters, man, than this. I can hardly even hear myself speak. But the stress here, man, is so thick. Everybody's going through something. One of my daughters came over yesterday. She's actually the middle daughter, but she's one of the most talented I've got. And she's so loud. And then I realized everybody's loud. I even have to turn up my volume a little bit. And by the time she left, man, I had a headache. And she wasn't even talking about her problems. She was talking about one of my other daughter's problems. And I was like, I couldn't live here, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it all together, but I'm out of here. But I'm not gonna leave until things are to my satisfaction. I do want to remind everybody before I forget that the meet and greet is Saturday. If you're flying into Louisville, because some people are coming from out of town, flying to SDF Louisville, that stands for Standerford Field. That's the international airport. Bowman Field, that's just like a municipal airport. I guess little private planes may take off from there. I don't really know. I don't even know if they still, I didn't even know they still flew out of that airport. But the venue is Twin Peaks, 302 Bullet Lane. It's easy to find. It's on the main road right next to Oxmoor Mall. It's only 11 minutes from the airport, and there's a lot of hotels around there. So it's a business district out there. St. Matthews, they got a big mall of St. Matthews, and then of course the Oxmoor Mall. They've got that Dick's Sporting Goods. Everything's out there. But yeah, that's Saturday from 4 to 8. It kind of coincides with the March Madness, so I hope that doesn't you know, infringe on our meet and greet, because this Louisville is a basketball city. Kentucky is a basketball state. But yeah, my dreams are on hold, man. And as much as I don't like it, I am gonna get a few extra things taken care of, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I know how fast the United States works, but I honestly thought that I was gonna be able to take care of it all in 3 weeks. No, I haven't even made an appointment to see a divorce lawyer. And that's really one of the main things I'm taking care of. I will not get on that plane without my divorce proceedings started. I mean, it's one of the reasons I got married in America, man, to make it easy. And it's going to be easy. I'm going to show you it's going to be easy. But you know, the other party has made it difficult. Like, I was going to pay for it. Just go to see a damn lawyer and get it done. It's just going to be one less thing the haters are going to have to hang over my head. Oh, he's married over there. No, I'm not. I got married over here. There's no record of my marriage in the Philippines, guys. Mind your own damn business. Remember, that's rule number one. If you really want to have a good time in life, in your fourth quarter, whatever quarter you in, whatever circumstances you in, follow rule number one is shut the fuck up and mind your own business. I'm on my morning walk. I'm actually going to do 10,000, man. I need to really get back in shape. I'm not totally out of shape, but I haven't really been working out like I normally do. And these big portions over here, hell, my daughter, I didn't realize she was as good of a cook as she is. I guess she gets that from my mother. We had ribs yesterday, baked beans, green beans, and of course, her specialty is macaroni and cheese. But I haven't been eating any bread. But yeah, I'm gonna take this little extra time to really take care of some things that I'm not satisfied with, man. It has to do with my grandkids. I want to make sure they're set to the best of my ability before I leave. But yeah, I miss my life over there, and know your options, guys. You know, that's all I'm telling you. Because I never even knew a place like that existed. I certainly didn't know that a life like that existed. There's really nothing over here for me other than my family. I would be lonely over here. These women aren't looking at me over here, man. I mean, I don't know why, but they aren't. They got just some unrealistic expectation, man. You know, I'm 5'8", almost 5'9". I'm too short. You know, I'm too old. I don't make enough money. And all the other shit they got. They got a list of just unrealistic expectations, especially for a big back woman. So I don't sweat that, you know. And then with the stress, man, I already feel, believe it or not, guys. Y'all seen the cartoons, right? I've already felt like the damn piano done fell out of the sky on my head already. So by the time I do leave, whenever I do leave, I'm gonna be whipped, man. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I hope y'all can hear this, man. Because it's loud over here, man. Everything's loud, man. The stress here is so, it's so thick you could cut it with a knife. I did an experiment yesterday, and I'm gonna do it today. I could be wrong. I spoke to 10 people, man, and not one person spoke back. Men and women, not one person spoke back. They looked at me like, you don't know me. What you speaking to me for? Of course, you know where I live now, over in the Philippines, man. Hell, there's more smiling faces per square mile probably than anywhere in the world. Not many smiling faces here. You know, I'm just talking Louisville, Kentucky. I don't live everywhere. I could be wrong. Put in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there are some happy people here. But yeah, the old piano, you know how I think that's Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam. You know, he pushes that damn piano out the window. He's just walking by and it falls on his head. That's what I feel like, man. My energy is being sucked out of me, man. You know. But I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, hopefully, you know, I can make it out. Cause some guy in the comments said, dude, you escaped, man, don't come back. You know, that would be my worst nightmare. To not make it back, man. Because I really got it good over there. But not just me, man. Thousands and thousands of people, millions of people really around the world who, you know, decided they wanted something better. So thank y'all so much again for stopping by. If you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, wherever you are, finding your heart to help somebody. I've been helping people since I've been here, man. And that's another thing. You know, I've been giving away a lot more than 1,000 pesos a week. You know, a guy asked me, Freddie Sanders, shout out to Freddie Sanders down in Tampa, Florida. He said, Cal, how's your bankroll been holding up? I said, man, my bankroll's on fumes, but that's okay. I know that the law of compensation and the law of reciprocity is eventually going to come to my rescue. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Don't work yourself to death. You know, I got to push back against you, dude. He said, oh, America's fine as long as you work hard and grind. Well, hell, I've been working hard and grinding my whole damn life. When am I going to get a break? When is that going to pay off for me? You know, I know that's good rhetoric. It sounds good. But I'm not going to work myself to death, guys. And I think that's the, you know, assignment for most men over here. Because before I get off here, I'm going to tell you something. Most of the guys who are my age over here, my friends, they're still working, man. They have no, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's very few of them that enjoy their life. I mean, their job. But something else I want to tell you. When I tell you about the fourth quarter, man, it's real. Because I forgot to say this on my live streams and stuff, because I got a live stream tonight. But man, a lot of my friends that I came over here searching for, they're gone, man, they're dead. And 3 of my friends, man, and it shocked me, they died of fentanyl poisoning, man. You know, imagine that. These guys are in their 60s. One friend of mine was murdered. Another friend died of a heart attack. Another friend got ran over by a bus. He never recovered in the nursing home. His funeral was last Tuesday. I mean, these are lifelong friends, guys. Live your life now. That's all you got.